Due to his $3.3 million debt, Khabib Nurmagomedov is reportedly facing a difficult legal situation after the Russian government seized his bank accounts. MASH, a Russian media outlet, claims that the Russian government has confiscated his personal financial accounts. Due to discrepancies in his tax records, Khabib Nurmagomedov is accused of owing over 300 million Russian rubles, or $3.3 million. Recent images that have surfaced online show that Khabib's gym in Makhatala has been raided. We will all welcome Khabib back into the combat game where he has fled, and I'm thrilled and glad that special forces caught him and 3 other people so he would want to pay his fucking money that he owes instead of siphoning it out to other nations. It's a trap for rats. We're eager to see where it goes since the rat trap has been set. He caught our attention. On the rear, we saw a small rat scuttling. Fat rat. We'll see him again. We give him a call. Sean Ali stated through Sugar Show and Timbo, "I'm really appreciative of my mom and my team for helping me stay on top of this because if you're not paying your taxes correctly and you end up owing a lot of money at the end of the year, you look at your account and realize, oh, that's going to leave me with not nearly as much money, but you got a plan for that. You essentially get paid $50,000 if you get paid $100,000. You have to deduct 50% for safety, and you pay quarterly after you start earning actual money. Quarterly payments are preferable to full payments at the end. Everything is awful. Every time it happens, I will be whining about it indefinitely. I'm not against paying taxes if I think the government is competent with your money, but if we have less crime and the world is a safer place, that would be great. But it doesn't seem like they know how to do that," Joe Rogan stated on his podcast. In the midst of these legal issues, it appears that when you provide money to the government, many government positions are created, and those government jobs generate a lot of income for people. Rumor had it that Khabib had resigned his Russian citizenship in order to become a citizen of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, before his detention. Although neither Khabib nor his camp have verified it, this action might have been a calculated reaction to his tax problems because personal income tax is not paid by UAE citizens. Even long-term residents are rarely granted UAE citizenship, but the nation does accept people with extraordinary athletic ability, which Nurmagomedov surely falls into. A Khabib-inspired gym in Abu Dhabi is proof of his influence in the United Arab Emirates. Even before Khabib left MMA in 2023 and began his other pursuits, the Federal Tax Service, the Russian equivalent of the IRS, began investigating the specifics of his enterprises. Following their review of his businesses, the FNS discovered several inconsistencies, which ultimately led to a thorough examination of all the financial accounts. In other developments, Aspen has tried his hardest to pressure Jones into a significant unification, and Daniel Cormier has stated that there is only one thing Tom can do to leave the UFC, with no choice but to make the fight since winning the interim title. Tom Aspel is keen to obtain his opportunity against Jon Jones. Unfortunately, the American hasn't showed much enthusiasm in turning the possible contest into a reality. Daniel Cormier is adamant that there is a way for Tom Aspinall to force the UFC to hold the Jon Jones fight. Can you imagine if Tom Aspinall simply washes out Curtis Blaydes? Then, for there to be a true uprising, people would have to gather for Aspinall to fight Jones. You've seen Curtis Blaydes lose before, so people would think, oh, he beat Tom Aspinall, but we've seen him get beat by Francis Ngannou and lose to other guys. But if Aspinall goes through Blaydes like that, default people would go crazy. It would almost insist that he and Jones fight. If Tom Aspinall is victorious and looks dominant, there might be a fan uprising, and Aspinall defends the interim heavyweight title against Curtis Blaydes, to whom Tom suffered his one and only UFC loss. In 2020, the loss occurred under regrettable circumstances when Aspen suffered a knee injury 15 seconds into the main event. Bilal Muhammad will challenge Leon Edwards for the championship. Manchester will host UFC 304 in July.